Hello, everybody. Let me see. Good morning. Feeling a little under the weather. I put something on my Facebook fan page. I'm wearing headphones to improve the sound yet again. Sorry for the delay, 15 minutes or so. I just wanted to put the word out. So, how many of you guys are at TwitchCon right now? Late night partying? No, absolutely not. Late night being sick. Been sick the past 3 or 4 days. The mornings are the worst. By afternoon, I start feeling human again. Did I just wake up? No, I've been up for a while. I'm just not feeling well. Son's birthday party was fine. Back is not better. Although there was someone named Buddha, I think, that was giving me advice. It was pretty good. In fact, you know what? Hold on 1 second. Aspirin would be good. Advil. Let me try this fancy new. Of course it doesn't work. I had a fancy be right back scene. Could have laid on you. Hold on 1 second. All right. I'm back. What'd I miss? All right. Yeah, I took the hat off. So normally I wear it because I do roll out of bed, or I haven't showered that day. My hair's a mess. So I'll figure it out. Um, okay, this is going by quickly. Yeah, my son, Randy was a cyborg. My son Jackson, he got a cold. Went to a jumpy house, one of these pumpkin places, where every kid in the neighborhood is inside running around, and I'm sure they wipe it down with antibacterial wipes all the time. But anyway, he gets it worse than I do. He gets a pretty bad cough, and he's got to take this breathalyzer machine that basically pumps steroids into his lungs. All right. You were at LA on Wednesday at the Magic Castle. Crispy, I am a member of the Magic Castle. I hope you had a good time. Yeah, the Dodgers. What about them Dodgers, man? I wish the Yankees had advanced. Okay, so if you guys are tuning in for the first time, let me explain what's going on. I'll just draw and talk at the same time. I think today is just it's an art stream. I think it's for subs only, meaning anyone can watch. And I think it's only open to subs in the chat channel. Can Kate confirm or not? Either one. And I know that might put off some people that are just joining for the first time that aren't subscribers, but hopefully you guys can just tune in and watch the art. And there's some debate over whether chat only functions excuse me, is good for growing the size of the channel. But on the other hand, if it's open to all, I found when we have an art stream, there's just too many people typing in, so it's really unwieldy, unmanageable. It's looking a little blown out. Yes, okay. You know what? Good point. Let me see if I can fix that. I moved the camera cameras around a little bit. So let's try. That looks good here. I wanted it to be as bright as possible, or brighter, I guess. So let me see what we have here. There we go. And it's looking really crazy. I'm going to go back to restore the defaults on everything and get rid of whatever filters I put on. Okay. How's that look? The light isn't bright. It's actually pretty dim. That's why I turned up the brightness so I could see better. All right. Thanks, guys. So if people are wondering, well, hey, I don't have enough money to sub. Am I out of the running going forward? I think there will be live sketches that will be for anyone. I might actually do those during some of the gaming streams that my kids do. And I want to address that actually. Before I go, I don't know who I'm drawing. So any of you guys have a suggestion? Maybe who's the top cheer? It's who's the top cheer right now? Top toaster, sorry. Hope's Last Witch, still the top. Wait, I should reset that. All right. Does anyone have a choice? Let's see. That's true. Yeah, I should probably just reset the top cheer. But to do that now. Thanks, Gerald Slot. Thanks for thinking of me. I have to draw today regardless, so it's a work day for me. I try to get caught up. I miss some days of drawing because of my sickness. So. I'm going to go with TWOFACE. Okay. Oh, you know what else I want to do? Sorry. A couple other windows I want to open up here. So the people that are at TwitchCon, is there still stuff going on today? Alright, the Jigga Man has joined. He subbed Will to Tie. Suited for Gaming. Callow Candor, Vallette, Byron the Bulb, Hopeless Last Witch has also subscribed, our Tier 3, The Batman Who Laughs. Okay. Alright, let me see what the reactions. Yeah, so was there a section for creative streamers? Did they all get together? What kind of panels did they have there? I'm curious. I've been to many Comic Cons. San Diego Comic Con 30 years in a row. Been to an anime expo, a lot of anime shows as well. Okay. So this is Two-Face, so I've just drawn a fairly standard slight upshot of a human. I always start with a regular face first. As a kid, I always liked to draw the transformation of characters. I would draw like a normal face turning into like a werewolf and showing the snout growing larger. Or draw like Bruce Wayne first and then draw the mask over his face and see how that looks and see if that differs from how I would just draw Batman if I didn't draw Bruce Wayne first. So, start with, and then draw that center line that goes down the middle of his forehead, down his nose, down to the middle of his upper lip, his chin, and goes down there. The shoulder's still, it's still, I can still feel it, the pain kind of shooting out from the shoulder blade, but I've had to get work done, so there's really nothing I can do about it at this point, other than I have some naproxen that I've been taking. Okay. This marker's a 0.3. Oh, you know, I set up a gear section on the homepage, my homepage. I spent some time searching through Amazon and finding all the listings of these items, from markers down to the whiteout, if you guys are interested in the supplies, to the 0.4 millimeter. Lead pencils. So in terms of programming, again, for people that are just tuning in the first time, I know some people were surprised, like, was it Friday? I can't remember, I was not feeling well, but Brittany was on streaming Sims 4, and they're like, hey, what the hell, where's Jim? So on weekdays during the day, I'm at work, so any of those, I mean, I'm going to come home for lunch to help out with technical issues. But anything during the day, and I think I'm going to post up 2 more for Brit. Those are going to be just streams that my kids do. And I realized that when the alerts go out, it doesn't include the entire list, the title for the event itself. So it just says Jim Lee is streaming, and so I guess it's misleading. But I wanted to name the stream something that was recognizable for at least the people that follow my comic career. People that are native to Twitch that don't read comics, that are into creative in general, they might not care really about the name. But I wanted to start with something that already kind of had some built-in recognition. But I wanted always from the start, wanted to diversify kind of what we did on the channel. I could certainly have focus just on streaming art or creation of art, but you know, I do enjoy gaming. That's why I do like this this platform. I like the fact that it gives us an opportunity to reach out to people that might be into kind of nerdy things, games, fantasy, sci-fi, all that kind of stuff, and give them an opportunity to kind of broaden what they're watching beyond just gamers. And I like the interactivity of the Twitch channel. So, and since I'm going to be gaming with my kids anyway, or they're going to be gaming, I thought I would put that on just as a way to kind of add some value to the stream itself. And also when we game on the weekends, there'll be opportunities for those of you guys that actually game as well to actually group up on some of these games. So if I'm on during the week, it'll be the evenings that I game, like usually like Thursday or Friday night. Oh, I did. I did some of the scarring on the wrong side of the face. Good job, Jim. We all know that this side, it's his left side that's all messed up. It's interesting, all the evil characters back then, in ancient times. When I say ancient times, I'm talking about like the past 50 years or earlier. Even there was a stigma to being left-handed. In earlier primitive days, they thought they were maybe possessed, and they would actually force kids that were natural lefties to write and draw and do things right-handed, and they get punished. So being left was always considered sinister. And I think in the Latin, sinistra, or Italian and Latin sinistra, means left. And of course, you have the word sinister that comes out of it, Sinestro, the villain, and his ring is on his left hand. TWOFACE, the scarring is on his left hand. All good to know if you ever create a villain. He should hold the gun in the left hand, of course. 5 o'clock shadow. Oh, don't worry, I'll fix it. Don't worry, I'm a trained professional. I will, What happened? There's a treasure chest in the middle of the screen. Autofocus is on? I thought I turned it off. Let me turn that sucker off, yeah. Sorry, guys. There we go. I turned off the autofocus. Southpaws are evil. It is weird watching it. And also people that ink, I think they have a tougher time inking left-handed because you can't see what you'd have to ink from the bottom up, I guess. If you ink right-handed, you start in the upper left where you would normally start and ink down this way so you don't smear the ink as you go down. If you did it left-handed, you would be smearing as you continue down. So you got to start down here and go up. Okay, so now the fun part. Kind of where that eyeball would be. And then maybe blowing out this nostril here. Everything else okay? Video good now? I know that there's this weird effect where it's tall, like wider at the top. And that's just because of, I could probably just do this a little bit. There we go. And of course, I even screwed this up. His mouth should be like this. First sketch of the day. Perfect. That's great. Cool. Four-way flashers has subscribed. Welcome. Thank you. Okay. Drawing attention to was VZA. Victor, was that you? Drawing attention is now Victor. I'm waiting for the first 3-month subscriber. I want to see the grifter icon. Everyone's the stray icon from Immortal Men right now. The other reason Two-Face is a lot of fun to draw is there's really no way to mess it up, except when you do that. But in terms of the lines you can put on the face, anything kind of works. But I am thinking of structure underneath all these lines. So even if I put a line here, I want the lines to somehow give a sense of circular shape to these. Excuse me. To the sort of the chin, the bulbous chin down here, and this line kind of follows the natural sort of jowl line of the cheek, and then maybe this ear is kind of blown out, meaning some of the flesh is missing, so you see more of the whole of the side of the head. Okay. So let me put that there for now. I will get some ink. So, got some ink here. And I thought I had a brush. Here's a brush. Can't wait for LA Comic Con, says Victor. I'm not going to be at LA Comic Con, but I posted some art that's going to be auctioned off there. It's one I actually streamed last time. It's Adam West Batman. The finished piece is on my Instagram account. Do I have a favorite villain? The Joker's pretty cool. I like drawing the Joker a lot. But I also like characters like Darkseid, some of the big kind of monster type villains that have a very different kind of build. So I'm just basically spotting the shadows. All right, it's going to be under any sort of major protrusion of the head. All right, so you have the socket here. And then this kind of crevice that runs down from the eye to the cheek here. So at TwitchCon, so they have panels probably on people's experiences. Do they have signings? Do people that are, do popular Twitchers sit and sign for their fans? I mean, I assume people twitch from the floor, as sort of live twitching from the floor. Oh, anyway, so getting back to this channel, if you don't stream, there will be, I think the art portfolio ones tend to have a little fewer people streaming in. So basically, if there's less people in the room, it'll be just open to all. Because if we don't limit to subs only, at least at this point, the chat flows by too fast, and we have to put into slow mode. And when you put into slow mode, I guess you can't. You can comment, and then you have to wait another 2 minutes. You're locked out for 2 minutes, which I think personally I would find very frustrating. He has to flip a coin to decide if he'll floss. I'm jumping in the tail end of that conversation, but it's funny. Oh, crispy egg roll. Oh, trust me, slow mode is very frustrating. Who the hell is crispy egg roll? That's what I want to ask. Oh, Designer Con. Oh, there's also Complex Con. He's a left-handed villain, for sure. All right. And so you can see the way I use the brush, I will go down this way, like most people would, but then I also push it up as well, so you can kind of go both ways and get pretty good flow. So since I have a lot of black shadows on this side, then now this head is going to cast a shadow across his neck here. I'm going to counter this. If I make a grimace, it's because there's a sharp shoot. Sometimes a sharp pain will kind of travel up my back here. I'm going to counter these shadows here with his tie. If I were Batman, I would just stake out, if I were going to capture Two-Face, I would just stake out the dry cleaners. So when he puts in his special suits that are like patterned on one side, solid or normal on one side, his ties that have split down the middle, I would think that those would stand out. And clearly, he would have to dry clean these things to keep them looking sharp. So that's how I'd capture Two-Face. I would just hang out with the dry cleaners. Yes, I understand that Two-Face could send a henchman. I would just follow the henchman back. Then I would capture Two-Face. That's my Two-Face story, if I ever write one. Batman staking out 24-hour dry cleaning facility. Very short comic? No. Well, there are a lot of dry cleaning places. So, in the same way, I'm sure there are doctors that work on the mob and on villains for a price. There are dry cleaners that have sullied themselves and work for the dark side. An underground dry cleaning facility. I would figure like he go to Walter White's place, right? Their facility in Arizona was a front. The Hunt for Two-Face Cleaners. A good story title, yeah. I would think Joker and Two-Face would both go to the same dry cleaning facility. And the Riddler, all these guys in suits. Hey, boss, someone just turned in this bright purple suit. Oh, we got this other green suit. It has all these question marks on it. Should we call Batman? What do you think? And the Penguin? Hey, there's this 4'10" suit, and it's really wide in the center, and it smells funny. Kind of fishy. 15:8. What's going on 15? What does 15 refer to? Kira, explain. Oh, I'm fat shaming the Penguin. I just said it's really wide in the center. I didn't say anything was wrong with it. Fat shaming. Trying to get me in trouble, Crispy. All right, I'm letting this dry. And I'm going to get some tissue because I'm going to smear and kind of add some background here. I'll be right back. Hold on one sec. All right, I'm back. Oh, the people are waiting on the last round of sketches. The Farah, Nightwing. Oh, wait, there was a sketch I was supposed to do from last time, too, for the 25 subbers. We'll do that in a sec. This is just a normal one that we'll give out to probably 5. Since I was sick, I wasn't in the office, so those will be mailed out tomorrow. Everyone else, I think, has gotten theirs. I've gotten some lovely emails from people that have received it or tweets, and they're happy. It's kind of cool getting mailed art in the mail. There's not much you get in the mail these days other than Amazon packages, junk mail. Just creating a little bit of drama and design, kind of leading the eye across this diagonal shape that I like. Just realized there's something. We can mail you art? No. Don't mail me art. Unless you want to get it reviewed, in which case you email it to me. And for you new subbers, do make your channel open to receive messages. I think there were some people that couldn't receive a message from Kate, our mod. She sends you the info on where to send your art to get reviewed, and the format, number of pages, all that kind of stuff. I still haven't read anything about stuff that's going on at TwitchCon. I know I'll have to scroll up or rewatch the feed later. But what? All right, let me ask this: the people that were there are still there. What was the single coolest thing that you did at TwitchCon, or saw, or heard? Was it just meeting other Twitchers, people that you know from the chat channels for the first time, like in real life? I would say proper artists. I'll be looking really at comic book art, not so much paintings. I'm looking to give feedback on people who are trying to break into the comic book business. Who am I to comment on people's paintings? Unless it's paintings that tell a narrative. Okay, Demetas, I see that. The grammar of the email is weird. We will fix that. I'm not sure if I even understand exactly what you're saying, but I'm sure I'll just review it. Make sure it makes more sense. Okay, this one's pretty much done. Except for the whiteout. I have like tons of these. For the life of me, I don't see one within his arm's reach, so I gotta look for it. Be right back. Hold on. Oh, there it is. Hopeless Last Witch. You are a lead business analyst for Geico. Hey, man, that sounds like a cool job. You know, we can't all just draw comics. Some of us have to, you know, make the world run. Sounds like a real job. Sounds cool. Negative space. Yeah, there's a bit of that. I'm thinking my favorite part of drawing is using the Kleenex and creating these effects. I do it a lot. I just think it looks cool. And it's a fast way of filling in a lot of black areas. But, oh my gosh. Things are not working with me today. Feeling a bit under the weather. And my drawing supplies are not doing what they normally do, which is stay level and not roll around. All right, so done this. Still haven't seen favorite things that you've done at Twitch, at TwitchCon. I don't think that many people actually went from this chat. Maybe a handful, 3 or 4. Take vitamin C. No, I took some naproxen. That helps with inflammation. I could already feel it kind of kicking in. Okay, I think that's pretty much it. Or am I going to the World Series? I am going to go to the World Series. I'm going to see that first Dodgers game. I'm kind of bummed out that it wasn't Dodgers-Yankees. Because as you guys all know, Dodgers originally came from New York City. Used to be from Brooklyn Dodgers. But Houston, I think, could use the shot in the arm, obviously, with all that's gone on in that city. So I'm happy for the city of Houston. And I think it kind of shows that baseball is maybe less rigged than other sports. Because the Dodgers-Yankees game would have been the ratings blockbuster. And I like the fact that a mid-sized city, mid-market city, like Houston can compete and go to the World Series. The way they set up the draft and everything, and no, it gives smaller cities a decent shot of competing with cities that have $200 million payrolls and more, like the Dodgers. Someone had do the roll twice for the TWOFACE sketch and make them choose heads or tails and flip a coin to choose the winner. Okay, could do something. Hey, I'm way into game shows, man. So, as a kid, I would watch Truth or Consequences, I think, was the show. $20,000 pyramid. Price is Right. Match Game. Watched all that stuff. There's a little bit of a resurgence. Like Alec Baldwin or somebody. They've gotten different comedians and notable people to host game shows. I don't know if the younger crowd is still tuning in, but maybe for my demographic, people realize like how meaningful those shows were when they were growing up, and so it's kind of cool to see them revisited. So I'm taking this pencil and basically adding a little color in this black and white sketch to his left side. And a shadow underneath here. And leave a little bit of a highlight on that snarl of the lip there. It's pretty subtle. I don't even know if the camera can pick that up. But it's adding color and shadows, if that makes sense. So I'm leaving some areas white, like here, where it will catch a lot of light, right there. And maybe a little bit here on the forehead once I get up to here. Okay, so that's Two-Face. That's done. As he says, as he draws in more details. All right. Do I hold the pencil the same way for drawing and writing? Yes, I do. Yes. By the way, my penmanship is just crap. I used to care and be able to do some nice cursive. At this point, it's all block letters and it's just horrible. Okay. Write a sentence. Am I going to draw in the white lapel? Should I? Sure. All right, so I need another suggestion for another sketch. Oh, so in terms of, reminds me, the other things that you're going to see, aside from my kids gaming on here, and I will game with them as well. So like when we do PUBG, it'll either be me and some of the family, or me and some of you guys out there. But I'm thinking even in terms of the art, there's obviously the art portfolios, this live stream, which has kind of turned into a giveaway and just me sort of sketching requests. But I do want to do some more long-form tutorial stuff where maybe I talk about a specific topic like perspective or hands or feet or ways not to draw feet, animals. And then I was thinking even a more long-form things where I'm drawing on a page of just pre-recording that and then streaming it live, the recording, and then I would be here and I could just talk over the video and field questions and type into chat if needed, or just talk verbally, orally, as it streams, so I could better interact and answer your questions. So I'm paying attention to the stream the entire time as we're watching kind of myself draw. So that's another idea I had. I figured out those will just be called art tutorials, and you'll see those kind of being phased in. So maybe I'll do one of those. But really the only times I have to stream are, it seems like the weekend, just given that 50% of the audience is international. And if I stream it, the earliest I could stream during the weeknight would be, you know, like 7 or 8 o'clock at night after dinner. And for people in Europe, that is very late. That is 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning, something like that. You know, I see with people that are full-time Twitchers, they're streaming during the morning hours, right? On weekdays. I don't know if I could even do that. In terms of, I like streaming. I love streaming. It's a lot of fun. But to stream almost every day for hours, I think would be a challenge in terms of content. I do have a cold, Patrick Cam. I'm sick. You must have joined us late. Are you drinking a morning Bud Light? Yes, that's how I deal with sickness. I drink beer. Old school. No, it's a fancy sparkling water, LaCroix. I'll put that in the gear section. This is the secret to success, learning how to draw and drinking this. They're my sponsor. Patrick Berlin says German. Why German? Oh, you're how many people now are in other countries? What's the most far-flung place? Someone from Kate is in she's from Switzerland, but she's in Long Beach. Poland, Netherlands, Germany, Berlin. I didn't know Berlin was a country. The Hulk, interesting. Israel, France, Scotland. Oh, many from France. Antarctica, sure. Reno, Nevada. Do I have time for anime? I do not have time for anime. I'm familiar with anime. I don't have a lot of time for a lot of things. I was able to see Blade Runner this week. It didn't do well at the box office, but I thought it was an amazing movie. Amazing, just visually amazing. And the story was really cool. I actually thought they were going to do some story that was very nebulous or ununderstandable or just artistic, ethereal, whatever. But I thought it had a tighter story than the first Blade Runner. So I was very happy with what they did and kind of sad that there might not be a sequel or a franchise built on it because it didn't perform as well as it was expected. I liked it better than his movie Arrival. And it's a 2 hour, 40-minute movie, and I heard that was the chief complaint or criticism going into it. And as I was watching it, I was like, wow, this is long, but I was digging every minute of it. Just because so much of it dealt with kind of the future. No spoilers here, but it dealt with kind of the future and what life might be like. And, it's a pretty brutal world. But I'm telling you that people from the 1800s might look at our civilization, our inner cities, and go like, oh, that is horrible. I would never want to live in a situation like that. It's just gross. So it's very time dependent. All right, so we're going on to the next one. Hey, when I was growing up, movies were like 90 minutes long, and that was a long movie. Action movies were 90 minutes, sometimes less. I have not seen Sicario. I heard that's a great movie. Draw some Blade Runner. Blade Runner would require me to... Should I draw a Blade Runner? A Blade Runner character? You know what's kind of cool about Twitch also? And one of the things, if you guys have been tuning to any of the gaming streams, sometimes I'll have my kids give away sketches or opportunity to win a sketch of like an Overwatch character. It's actually fun kind of branching out and doing characters I would never have a chance to draw working in comics. So things from video games. Obviously, I've worked on Injustice 2. But it's been fun drawing some of the Overwatch characters. And even last night, some of the kids were showing me some of the Halloween skins that are out. It's pretty badass looking visual designs where they basically reskin the entire character. It looks completely different, and hats off to those guys over at Blizzard. They do not disappoint. They're pretty amazing designers and artists over there. You know what? I'm gonna basically do a giveaway, but it's not to win anything other than to name. This will be open to everybody. To name what character I'm gonna draw here. So let's see if I can do this. And Rushlock, if you're here, tell me what you would like me to draw. Let's go with that. Let's see how that works out. Mr. Miracle. Magneto. Excuse me. Okay. With the helmet, without the helmet, businessman Magneto in his suit. Personally, I like the helmet. Michael Myers, please, no. All right. I feel like it's a villain's day. Is it because it's Halloween? Halloween doesn't necessarily mean it's villains. Excuse me. So something like this, sometimes it's kind of fun to draw the face independent of the mask or the helmet, the helm. All right, at least do that structure, and then you put the helmet over it, the face. Yeah, basically putting a hand here. So he's kind of doing this. I don't like my ranges of motion is limited because of this headset. Oh, Demon Girl is in the house. Hey, Kelsey, how you doing? Talk to the hand. Whoa, that's a fast Magneto. Magneto. I like that. That's the Mexican Magneto. Magneto. Ole, ole. Magneto. That was lame. Sorry. A chunk of metal floating above his hand would be cool. Lag is bad. That's why I'm letting the lag catch up. Yeah, Magneto I could draw from scratch. All right, let's get this done. All right. My favorite part of drawing Magneto was trying to figure out what this thing on his forehead, what it did, what it represented. And Kirby would kind of draw it differently each time he drew it. That lower part is a little wide. Really should be right there. I'll fix that with whiteout. Mouthy Merc. Oh, I'll do the tears at the end, kind of based on final quality. So I gotta do actually this one and then two more. Because I forgot to do a 25 level last time. So I'm going to cruise through this a little bit. And then there'll be sessions. I'm not just going to draw headshots all the time, too. I mean, that gets boring and kind of repetitious as well. But at some point, I'll do more. There'll be fewer of them, maybe just like one full figure shot or two full figure shots. So you can see how that kind of plays out. Next week is just abs. Hey, I can focus on the abs. All right, ab tutorial, rib cage, one ab, 2, 3. There's my ab tutorial, belly button. It's the shadows. I have plenty of real life reference. That's how I could do abs so well. One second. Just look into the mirror. No, I have photos. I don't know what that meant. I'm tired, sick. And my back is, when I say back, my shoulder is just messed up. I feel like his features are very large within that helmet. I drew around it too, and it still feels off. I feel like this helmet is just squishing his brain. I feel like it should be this big. I'm looking at it backwards through the light. That's a good way of almost like looking at it as if someone else drew it, and it's confirming it, my suspicions. So basically, just kind of draw through it. Okay, let me. Smarg just subscribed. You know what? Let me go through quickly. Do some acknowledgments. What do I have here? Sorry, I've got so many windows open here. Hopefully I don't close out the ones I need here. How does one even work with all these windows open, Jim? What is your problem? Finally, found it. All right, Smarg. Smarug. Smarug. Brogan. Chess Joiner. Jason674. Mike Alpin. Simplicity. KC9NY123. All have so RJN. RJ3N. Argene. Yes, that's what you use the 3 as a E. Got it. All right. So I'm going to have it, the magneto, the sort of the magnetic power kind of emanating out of his hand. And so I'm just basically inking the top part of the hand that, so the light source looks like it's coming from inside his palm. Right? It's this kind of effect here. Okay, and now I'm going to do the rest of the helmet. I know I have multiple lines. In fact, I haven't even inked the top part of the helmet, which is fine because I'm going to put sort of black effects, smudge effects with Kleenex up there, and then use whiteout to establish the final sort of boundary or the outline of his helmet. Now I'm just doing sort of the metal effects. Some dry brush effects there. That helmet's going to cast a very fierce and deep shadow on his neck. All right, just like that. Okay. And these elements here reflect as well. Have reflections. I covered reflections last week actually. What they mean, how to do them, where to put them. Now I'm wondering. I like that. So that's like the rendering of the other underside of his pec there. This is tricky kind of inking while other parts are still wet, so I'm actually using my pinky to elevate, kind of like one of those crutches that they use in pool to kind of raise the cue stick above the floor. so I don't smear it. Okay, now I'm going to establish the back of the helmet. Right. Using dry brush effects to create this illusion of metal reflections. All right. You make this look much easier than it actually is. Yeah, you know what though? I feel like that's a very profound statement in that I think that's true of most things in life. If you devote yourself to something, you get pretty good at it, meaning you put a lot of hours in, and it does look easy, but it's not because there's all this sort of experience that goes behind sort of every decision and but look, I feel the same way when I watch people, some of these gamers on Twitch, they make it look so easy, and then when then you try to do it, it's so difficult, and you actually feel like they're cheating somehow, but they're not. They're obviously just very skilled because they put in countless hours, and they probably have some innate ability as well. But you watch people play musical instruments, it looks pretty effortless. You know, athletes that make these amazing, flying catches. There are a couple in last night's Astros Yankees game where this Astro just like center fielder leapt up and just caught this ball. And if you've ever played any baseball, you just realize how hard it is to be able to do that and kind of keep focused and while you're running and make the catch and not hurt yourself. So yeah, if you grab a brush and some ink and start drawing, yeah, it's going to be challenging at first, but don't look. I've been doing this for a long, long time, so don't let it get you down. Just realize that if you keep working at it, you should see improvement in ability, technical ability, and control every 3 months if you're doing it dedicated. I think the mistake that a lot of people make is that they start and they get discouraged and they stop. And then if you stop, you got to essentially kind of start all over in terms of rebuilding that experience and hand-eye coordination and muscle memory. So, the only good Kanger banger. I think the only thing I'm good at is probably changing diapers at this point. Hey, you know what? I got pretty good at changing diapers. I like to brag that or boast that I could change a diaper with one hand, do it all, the whole thing. And at this point, I don't know if it ever actually happened or if I just imagined it, but I feel like it was something I was able to do just because when you change a lot of diapers, you want to gamify it and see, and kind of go, okay, can I do this with one hand? I've done it with no light. That's close quarters, small airplane restrooms. Not my own diaper, my kid's diaper, just for clarification. Just don't want that story getting out there. Okay. create some. It's kind of the modern day version of Kirby Crackle. It's just black shapes to kind of create atmosphere and energy, a sense of some sort of either atmospheric effect or energy kind of coming off of him. Actually reminds me a little of like iron fillings or iron. Have you ever seen those experiments with iron bits of iron, and then they put a magnet on it, and they basically clump and form patterns like that? So, kind of digging it. Okay. Filaments, that's the word. Lines of flux. All right, we got some geniuses here in the group. Sweet. Does Jim dress up at cons so fans don't recognize him? I've worn a mask at Comic-Con to walk around just for fun. And I'll tell you that more people look at you if you wear a mask. It was like a Court of Owls mask, but I didn't have any other parts of the Court of Owls. I was just, meaning if you just put on a Spider-Man mask, but you don't have the rest of the costume, I think people do look at you because they do think like, oh, someone's just dressing up to hide their appearance. So I think people, to fully go unnoticed, you have to commit and actually cosplay for real. If you do it half-heartedly, I think people realize, oh, that guy's trying to hide his appearance by wearing just a Spider-Man mask. Who is it? And even when I was wearing the mask, someone did recognize me. But they might have seen me before, like wearing that T-shirt or whatever I was wearing. So much for those things being effective. So I'm now adding the shadow of the mask over his face, or the helmet over his eyes. And I'm going to blacken in the whites of his eyes here. Kind of create a more sinister look because his eyeballs have. So we sort of just see the shadow or the glint of light coming off his eyeball right here. So right off the bat, you can tell there's a sort of a darkening of the mood of the piece. And some stubble. And actually, it might have been kind of cool to go to black underneath there. If I was doing getting a little Bill Sienkiewicz here. All right. Just kind of drawing, basically layering in shadows and gray values through cross-hatching or just parallel lines real quick. And I am going to go darker here underneath here, but I'm going to build it up so I kind of know where I want to stop. That makes sense, right? All the while going through and reinforcing kind of shadows and creating structure. in the very sort of light underdrawing. I like things not quite like that nostril was a little high. This nostril was a little high. This lip structure was a little weird. So I'm basically readjusting it through rendering, kind of redrawing over it in ink. It makes for kind of a messier drawing, but I like the energy you get out of doing kind of working this way. Very different than kind of my finished pencils and inks, which tend to be a little more refined. But that's what I love about sketching, and kind of the piece kind of evolves in front of you. And this is something, if I were drawing this professionally for a gig or whatever, I'd be erasing, redrawing, and that's how you make the changes here. I'm editing live, kind of, so to speak, using ink. All right, does that make sense? A cross-hatching emote. Yeah, that would be good. Thanks, Bloodhaven. That's a good suggestion. If Magneto got donked on the head, that point would stab him in the nose bridge. I imagine that there's like some protection underneath. You know. What are my thoughts on manga? I dig it. It was a big influence early on in my career when I was working on X-Men. You know, Shiro Azumune, Appleseed, and Akira by Otomo. Okay. All right, now there's a lot of detail going on there. So I kind of, either you go with leaving it there nowhere else, or you need to extend it out and bring everything else in, meaning there's detail here, so the eye goes to the detail and everything else kind of loose. And I'm not sure where I'm going with this. Let's see. Just darkening some of these values here. Okay. And now I'm going to erase some of these lines. I like to leave some of it just to kind of indicate that it is a sketch, but sometimes the lines get in the way of the structure. And just open it up a little bit. Kind of reveals what I'm working with here. All right, so let's clean up some of this stuff. All right, I'm not drawing the rest of that helmet. The eye kind of fills it in.
lines here. Just adding costume detail at this point. Planning on Boston or Rhode Island Comic Con next year? Yeah, I'm going to Boston in early August or mid-August. So, okay. I gotta finish this up here. Alright, I just realized this part of the helmet is not long enough. Alright. Alright, let that dry. We'll come back to that, finish that up. Okay, I think we have time for just one more, so I'm not going to get too... So it's just going to be a 5, 10, 25, and I'm still short 125, but really, we'll eventually get around to it all. So, why do I look at it from behind? So, when you look at it from behind, it looks like someone else drew it. Alright, so you see the drawing. Can you see it from behind? Excuse me. If I put it to the light, let's see if I can adjust this. Alright, anyway. Alright, so the last one is going to be a quick one. Omega Red, Aurora, Roll For It, Snoopy, Big Barda, Venom, Wolverine. The stream ends shortly, so it's the last one. Logan. I'm gonna do Poison Ivy, so go ahead and stop. Okay. Okay. Start usually with the eyes, as you guys have noticed from... they're always kind of looking off to the side. I think it's kind of a mysterious look. Just adds a little personality. A bit of a wry smile here. Thing with her is a sort of the curly hair. really do have to turn off that phone in my office, so apologize for that. Okay. So you can see I'm sort of adding detail out of the center, building out, because I know I'm going to basically do the outline of her hair with, what else? Kleenex with ink loaded onto it. So I just need to kind of build the structure, the curls, and then once I do the outline, you'll see kind of how your mind fills in the rest of the detail of the hair itself. Okay. So got this, and let's see. All right, so we have that. And now I'm going to do the rest of the hair. So we can have some fun with the hair and some of the design work, and some of it looks like hair, and some of it just looks like design and just interesting lines and shapes. I always felt like her kind of hair came alive because she can control the ivy, and the ivy runs through the hair, so she can basically make her hair kind of move at her bidding. Give her a reel back over here. Although that looks kind of weird. Anyway, sort of quickly doing almost like they're leaves, but also just interesting design, kind of reverse Kirby Crackle. So there's more of them down here, and then when I get up here, it's just going to be less. So I got to figure out how much less, and my guess is just like 1, 2, 3. Okay. Great. And then just put some pencil rendering. Kind of create a little more depth. Some eyeshadow, rendering on the nose. And then just make her lips a little darker. What happened to the my eraser? It must have fallen to the ground. Oh, here it is. Okay. Okay. I think I'm done with this. All right. Oh boy. That was quick. I was running out of time. All right. Excuse me. All right. So what should be which here? Should probably sign it here. So that's one. That's two. That's three. So I think I'm going to go 5 for the Two-Face, 10 for Poison Ivy, and 25 for Magneto. I have to finish the whiteout effects here. And then we can roll. Thank you guys for tuning in, by the way. I got a split right away, so I'm looking for something to splatter with, but I don't see anything. You think I would have something specifically for this task, but I don't. 1 second. Hold on. All right, Starbucks card. Probably has some money on it too. All right. Sort of cosmic crackle going on here. Sort of right into the frame. All right, and I just realized I really do need tape. Pens are on the floor. Okay. All right. Let's see if I can raise this helmet a little bit in the back here. And final adjustment of the eyes. Okay. A lot of it. All right. Excuse me. All right, now I just draw back in this helmet a little bit here. Probably whited out too much of it, but I do like the idea of suggesting the outline without actually drawing the outline. Like so. I know what it is, this thing. Not symmetrical. Okay, now it is. Feeling like it's like some sort of weird. 1 second, guys. Let me find something. Alright, so I've got a Madden 11 disc, which will stand in for a compass. Alright, purposely kind of smudge the edges here. Right, to create that kind of coffee cup effect. just creating patterns on patterns. Whatever you think at this point will look good. Concentric magnetic lines. And maybe the last one right here. I feel like there should be one in the foreground here. Maybe two. Yeah, feeling it. I think I'm done. With that, Two-Face. What else am I gonna put? I thought I was gonna put something on this one to. I'm not sure. Anyway, all right. So let's do the giveaways. So we'll do with the start with the 5, which is the Two-Face here. I want to thank Kate for joining in, moderating, and all you guys for tuning in. It's great to do this on a regular basis. You'll see more updates to the schedule. Also heartened that the channel is growing slowly but surely, which is a positive sign. I think once it plateaus, it'll kind of be the end of it. All right, so this one will go out to subscribers. So if you win, this is for the 5, so anyone, I limit it to the subscribers, so if you win, you win. The others, you'll have to put the 10 sub emote or the 25 sub emote to prove that you're actually at that tier, okay? All right, here we go. And it's Marug, who has been following since September 29th. So that's cool. Congrats. All right, so Smarg, I'm going to send you a message. If you could tell me who you want it dedicated to and where to mail it. Okay. All right. The next one is for sub 10s. So if you are level 10, you have to basically be able to do that. It's for 10 and 25, so either one at this point. Okay. All right, so I'm going to roll this. Hold on, should I clear it? Let me clear it. If I come back, all right. So for this one, just type in channel if you're 10 sub or 25. You don't have to show them out right now, so it's reloading in. So if you're not 10 or 25, don't type anything into chat for a brief moment if you could. That would be great. Okay. I'll just wait to give you guys a minute or two for that. Let me look at my dashboard. 1 second. And okay. All right, here we go. The winner is Sneaks 7. Sneak 7, you have to type in. Oh, I saw that you already did. Okay, Sneak 7, you're the winner. Congrats, man. Following since September 12th. Not super vocal online, but been following for a while, so appreciate that. Thank you. And let me send you a message. Please just reply, tell me where to mail it, who to dedicate it to. If you're outside the U.S., I do ask that you send me payment for shipment because it adds up. All right, the last one here, Magneto. Magneto will be for 25s. I'm just going to roll it from the group I have here already. If you are not at 25 and can't type in the Batman emote, I'll re-roll it. All right, so get ready. And the winner is Crispy Egg Roll. Is that possible? Crispy, show me that Batman head. Are you kidding me? Oh my God. Crispy! All right, I'm going to have to re-roll it. Sorry, Crispy. JD Mering. JD Mering. JD Mering, can you type in that emote? Somehow I feel like JD Mering is not. Oh, okay, you did it. All right, JD Mering wins. Sorry, Crispy. That sucks. All right, so JD Mering, I'm going to send you a message. Same thing. Tell me who to dedicate it to, where to send it. So thank you guys for tuning in, and I'll see you guys soon. All right. Take care. All right. Have a good rest of your weekend.